YouTube. Danny Staten here on a Danny Damn Blog. Halloween's a-coming, and I'm back with another comic book review. Hey, Dave, this might be the good stuff. That's right, I'm taking a look at Dracula 2010. Number 4 of 4, a special limited edition series based on the novel by Bram Stoker, The Tale of the Undead Vampire Dracula. I got number 4, and it's going to be the close, and it's going to be the death. Dracula's going down, and he's going down hard. This ought to be cool. Yeah, it ought to be cool. I guess we'll find out, right? Dum-da-dum-da. And before I get started, I want to tell everybody to be sure to check out my buddy Bigfoot Michigan Rob's new book, True Cryptid Encounters, Book 2. I got Book 1. Yesterday I got Book 2. I can't wait to start reading it. I wanted to do the shout-out at the beginning so it wouldn't wind up being my thumbnail. Uh-oh. Get the book. It's good. I hope the art inside this book is good as the cover. It might just be worth looking at today. So let's get started. As usual, inside the front cover, we're going to waste the entire thing on a list of people you can blame for the dismal nightmare you're about to see, or congratulate for the good stuff you're about to see. However it goes. So in the first giant page full panel we see, it's the death of Renfield. You know, it always starts out crappy when Renfield's dead. You know, Renfield was one of my favorite Dracula characters, so when we're starting out with his death, you know we're getting close to the end of the story. So in full, shiny-ass, glary panels, brought to you, Dracula number 4 from 2010, based on Bram Stoker's Dracula novel. And since we're starting with Volume 4 here, we're gonna already get Renfield dead. We're gonna get Renfield dying. We're gonna get Nina Harker over here looking all pale and grisly, looking like she done been bit by a vampire. Yeah, that's right. Dr. Von Wu over here knows that a vampire is lurking around and done bit Daniela W. over here on the butt. Excuse me. What did I say? Dr. Von Wu and Nina, as Nina's looking paler and paler and paler and paler. My God, she is starting to look like Daniela W. Dr. Van Wu says it's a vampire we are dealing with. We must find his lair and stake him in the ass. So they debate on how they could track down the vampire to his lair. Dr. Von Wu throw a little holy water holy water on Nia's head. She go, eee! And now we must have a prayer vigil that she does not turn. Does anybody remember the prayer vigil? I don't remember the prayer vigil. I don't remember that happening. Well, anyway, they know that he's a vampire. They know Dracula's out and about. They know Dracula's got houses all over England. And in the famous scenes we're going to search, we're going to find wherever Dracula has his coffin stored all over England. We're going to find them. We're going to put crosses in them. We're going to burn them. We're going to ruin them. And for pages and pages and pages, we're tracking down houses. We're tracking down titles. We're tracking down where Dracula has bought property in England, and we're destroying all his hidden sites. Just like in the movie. In full pages, brought to you by the Danny Damn Blog, just like in a movie, but I don't think it was the one with Bela Lugosi. I think it was the other one with Frank Langella. Good gravy, don't you love it when comic books take liberties? So they get their little band of brothers together to go hunt down Dracula. They go to all Dracula's alleged abodes all over England. They put crosses in his coffins. They burn down some of his properties. They burn coffins. And then, now this wasn't, I don't get this one. This is just like, not in the books, not in nothing. They find one where Dracula's home. That's right. We're going to go one-on-one with the Great One. They're going to fight with Dracula up in one of his hidden lairs. But a little teeny-tiny cross sends him scurrying. Running away from a teeny-tiny cross. He don't fear swords. He don't fear guns. He don't fear blades. But that little teeny-tiny cross make that sucker jump out a window. That's right. I call him a sucker. Because he's a blood sucker. So as Dracula flees in terror from that tiny little cross, they give hot pursuit. And Dr. Harker hollers out, and we will get you that Baron. No, What? Wrong story. Oh, darn it. So in a chapter we call Pursuit, Wah, wah, wah. So it was just before dawn when Nina woke her father, screaming in horror as she got paler and paler. Dr. Von Wu says the effects of the vampire are growing greater on the shiny-ass glowy bitch. Well, I'm sorry, I prefer the old comic books. You know, the ones that look like real comic books without all the glare. I really like the art in this comic book, but the shininess, the glare makes it really hard to film a comic book. And on top of that, it takes something away from the original comic book etiquette or era that I'm used to. As Dr. Von Wu tries to comfort Nina, he says the effects of the vampire will wear off if we protect you. The Submariner has showed up to help protect everybody. Submariner? So they're trying to hypnotize her. They're trying to figure out where Dracula's going. I don't think that's really going to help them out too much because she's doomed. They're going from building to building in search of Dracula. But Dracula's on the docks. That's right. Dracula's out. He's hiring him a ship. He say it's time to get out of England. It's time to set sail. It's time to head back to the homeland. Whatever will we do? We cannot find his evil lair. He's unaware that he's about to break camp. So info panels brought to you by the Daddy Dan blog. We get redundancy, and more redundancy. Nina sleeps. Nina dreams. Nina wakes Jonathan. Well, I thought that was her dad. What? Anyway, Nina wakes Jonathan. Nina wakes up and says she's been dreaming of Dracula and that she thinks he's on a boat somewhere. Wow, the information. So in the full panels brought to you by the Daily Dan blog, Nina dreams of a boat, and we must start the search because we know that Dracula must be taking a boat. So we're searching all around. We're trying to figure out how Dracula is going to get back home. Now we know. He got a telegram, and now Dracula has been ratted out. God, I had to double check myself. It's hard to believe this comic book's a marble. You know why? I haven't seen 1,000 commercials every other page. Did Marvel change sometime in the future and quit doing commercials on every comic book they put out, like by the hundreds? Let me give a special shout out to my main partner in crime, Thrash Pondo Puns. You know, we're supposed to be doing a show pretty soon, but it keeps getting postponed due to things beyond our control. Stay tuned. It's coming soon, probably around the 31st of August. And let me give a special shout out to my main man, Dave Sunstorm, and his incredible brother, Steven Sunstorm. You know, the Good Stuff Brothers here on YouTube, as well as Pat McCormick at the Golden Ranger TV. And thanks, Pat, for letting me use your copyrighted music on my videos. As well as special shout-outs to the other Good Stuff guys, BK on the Air, Big Guys 45s, my buddy Corey over at Corey's Comedy Channel, my flock Sarah, the Nostalgic Pod Blast, Retro Nerd Girl, Brainbenders, Banners, AAP, Homestead, AAP, for life, the Unapologetic and Harold the Hatter. Thanks to all my Good Stuff friends, and pretty soon I may add you to that list if you're good stuff. So in full panels, brought to you by the Daily Dan blog, mirroring a bad movie. Our heroes go in search of Dracula. Our heroes hire a boat to chase him, but the boat's already left. That's right. Dracula's on the ocean. Dracula's on the river. Dracula's leaving a trail of bodies all across the world. Because you don't mess with Dracula. He knows you're bothering him. He will drain you dry. So our heroes split up. Some chase him by water. Some chase him by land. And some chase him by train as they try to race Dracula to his humble abode back in the Carpathian Mountain. I swear I saw this movie where they're all chasing Dracula down. Like he's a vigilante force or something. You know, it's Jaws of the Dragon. I wished I knew who named these chapters. But that's the way it goes, just like scenes from that bad Dracula movie. You know, the one where, what's his name? Yeah, the one where that Matrix guy tries to talk English. I can't remember the Matrix guy's names. That's what happens when you get old. You can't remember people's names. You know it's bad when you want to call the guy from the Matrix Yul Brynner. I know his name ain't Yul Brynner. Why Yul Brynner's on my mind, I do not know. But Professor Von Wu here is hot on the trail of Dracula, and he looks like he's going to be able to catch him down. Man, she looks familiar. I think she's from England, too. But I didn't say her name. So in full, long, drug out, no commercial panels brought to you by the Dan blog, we get to chase all across the world as they go in hot pursuit of Dracula, just like in that movie. And we get the incredible drug out chase scenes that go on and on and on and on and on, and complete with campfires and dinner. Oh, God. How many panels in a comic book can you waste on a camping trip? Dracula must come to stop you, but Dracula ain't coming. No, he sends his girls. He sends the bride of Dracula down up on Dr. Von Wu and the crew. Oh, whatever will happen as Von Wu and the crew go one-on-one with the daughters of Dracula. Well, he's going to pull his little cross out and scare them off. Well, that's right. He's going to pull his little cross off and scare them off and watch them flee back into the hills from which they come. Let's follow them and see where they go. And that's what Professor Dick Wu does. He tracks the girls down. He follows them back to the lair. He finds them all asleep in the coffins. Oh, this ain't going to work out good for the girls. He gets him a hammer and a stake, and one by one, oh my God, he ends their miserable existence. Now, this is weird. After he ends their miserable existence, we find out, hey, they're at the building down the mountain, right? Because the girls always slept in the building down the mountain, right? I don't remember that. I don't remember there being a giant trail up to the castle. I thought the three brides slept in the castle. This book's confusing me a little bit. Well, anyway, they're heading up the mountain to the castle. They're looking for a back way in as the rest of the guys are on the way. And, of course, we're going to get full panels brought to you by the Dan blog right here. Full panels of traveling. Full panels of mountain climbing. Full panels of riding our horses. Full panels of going one-on-one with the Cossacks. That's right, because Dracula has Cossacks. And Cossacks must attack the pilgrims as they look for Dracula's castle that they already found. And, oh, God. I really feel that the artist just got bored and said, well, you ain't got enough action. This book ain't long and drug out enough. Let's put a great big battle between some Cossacks and our guys, and we go one-on-one as they try to get Dracula's coffin back to the castle. And look, Dracula's coffin done fell off the wagon. Which I think this might be somewhat reminiscent of that movie I saw. It seems like the final battle took place just outside the castle walls, not really in the castle. But anyway, Dracula's coming out that box. Dracula's all woke up and Dracula's not happy. Oh, well, that was really kind of anticlimactic. Dracula jumps out the box. Dracula scares them all in fear, and this douche drives a stake in Dracula's heart. Dracula falls back in the box and turns to dirt. The end. What the blue blazes? That's not the way it happened in the movie or the book. Wow, this thing takes some serious liberties. And as soon as Dracula turns to dust, the harlot, the harlot. I called her a harlot. Anyway, Nina turns back to a blushing young human, but her fiancé lays on the ground. You know, I really thought that goof was dead, because in the movie he was probably dead, in the book he was probably dead. But in this happily ever after piece of crap I've been looking through, of course he's not dead. He's having some damn birthday cake after it's all over. Hey, and guess what? We inherited the castle. We're going to sell that bad boy and be rich. Because, you know, when Dracula died, he left the castle to people, right? Oh, my God. And I swear on my mama's life, they end it by selling Dracula's castle and keeping the money. I just don't even know what to think about this comic book. I like the cover. The art looks good. The story blows, and they change so much around I don't even know what I'm looking at. And then you get this crap. That's right. You get some layouts. You get to see the way this stuff would have looked in black and white. Yeah. And this comic book wasn't long and drug out enough. We didn't have enough black comic book panels in here. Let's add some more, and still no commercials giving Marvel credit where credit's due. Every Marvel I ever picked up had 10,000 commercials except for this one. What a really cool full page back picture to add by this guy. And that brings me to the end of my Dracula, based on Bram Stoker from 2010, Dracula comic book, getting into the Halloween spirit with one of the crappiest comic books I've ever read in my whole life. I don't like the way they changed the story. The art's okay, even though it's a little glary. And in the back, on the back cover, check this out. We get commercials for the Tomb of Dracula, which I promise you, including this incredibly cool Essentials one, are a lot better comic books than this piece of shit we just looked at. It's true. Oh, God, and that's the way to totally kill the back cover. We're just going to put a picture of a bat on it so we don't have to do nothing else. We'll give credit where credit's due. At least it wasn't full of commercials. I think this novelization comic book, Dracula, based on the book by Bram Stoker, #4 from 2010, could have used a lot of commercials. It would have gave me something better to talk about than the crappy story. Anyway, let me know what you thought in the comments below. Be sure to check out the really cool guys I called out in this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that stupid little bell. And join me next time as the spirit of Halloween continues and I do horror movie comics. From now to Thanksgiving, we're going to get scared, guys. Till next time, this is Daddy Staten on the Daddy Damn Blog. Blog over, dudes.